Dystopia tonight.
Hey, this is John Poveromo from Dystopia Tonight, and I'm here with Jay Jurden.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Thanks for doing this, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Is this your first time here at the museum?
Yes, this is my first time in Jamestown. Really cool museum, recreation of the set. This is so cool.
I know, it's actually, we didn't know we were going to be down here, but the I Love Lucy set is kind of surreal. Like, I put my jacket down on the chair earlier and then took a picture of it and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah, kind of disrespectful.
I know, it was really fucked up. And I sent it to somebody else and they were like, get your goddamn jacket.
Yeah, have some respect for these people.
Yeah, exactly. I know, exactly. It's weird seeing this kind of shit in color after watching it, in black and white for so many years too, because it's off-putting.
It's also wild that generationally, millennials were exposed to I Love Lucy through Nick at Night. So we got kind of fed very classic comedy, even if we didn't want it, because Nickelodeon at the time was like, I don't know what y'all want to watch after 9. We're going to put on I Love Lucy. You better enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And they only showed us the really good ones. So we just thought they were crushing all the time, right? You're like, a lot to live up to.
We thought every episode was candy conveyor belt level.
Absolutely.
Classic.
That's why I thought, if you watch those old Carson episodes, they rerun them on what is it, Cameo TV or something like that, whatever the TV channel is, and you're like, God, these sucked. A lot of them, right? Not like they just when you crystallize it like that, you're like, this is not good. None of this is good.
No, now you can sort of sometimes see that there were, back then, I think some celebrities they were allowed to be kind of bad to work with, bad at late night, not great couch guests, and that's why the ones who were good stood out.
Absolutely, yeah. And especially when there was a panel where there was a bunch of them, and you're like, because at first, when you're a kid, you think everything's but then you're like, oh my God, these guys had it down pat for the cigarette and somebody else's drink, the whole not pretending they don't see it,
or even just set up punch between the host and whoever was on the couch. It really was an art form where they'd be like, oh, that reminds me of that time that we were straight to the store.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't get to see it again, so nobody.
There was they didn't TikTok it, but. Funny enough, now they are all on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you're like, this guy fucking did the same goddamn thing too. It's ridiculous. Do you find that because for me too, I had to get over the idea that there is crossover between social media, what you post on TikTok, obviously your fans coming out to see shows, and what you post on Instagram. But for the most part, it is kind of a separate audience, because for me, I had trouble with when you talk to social media managers or whatever, where they're like, just post whatever. And it's but they're going to come and they're like, it doesn't work that way. Do you still get that thing in the back of your head?
I'm lucky enough that I think I've created at least an online presence that both folds in stuff from me on stage, that's structured material that I'm okay sharing. Yeah. And sort of direct to camera hot takes, or kind of the beginnings of some jokes. There are jokes that start off as jokes, and then if it gets posted and there's an odd comment, if I have a tag for that comment, then that might get folded into the set later on. So I'm lucky that I kind of get to do both of them online right now. But it is you have to basically train your online audience to accept both. Sometimes people are like, I don't want to see you on stage, and then sometimes people are like, I want to see you this close to the camera. So you have to basically always be giving them both early enough so that the audience will be like, I accept both versions of this.
Yeah, no, that's a really good way to put it too, because I think it helps you get over the hump too, but you have to create your own online presence, which I think is difficult for a lot of people too, because it's then they're expecting one thing that they see you doing on the internet, and then you go to the stage but it's it's part of the whole thing, isn't it?
I think that the audience's expectation can shift as long as the crowd in the stand-up clip is as long as it's a good pop on that particular clip or that joke. Usually your audience will be like, oh, I'm so glad he's good on stage too. The reverse also can happen, where it's oh, horrible stand-up. Please just keep talking to us in your kitchen.
Right.
Hey, guess what? Love you in the kitchen. Love you in the kitchen.
Right. That's great. That's a good name for an album. We were talking a little bit about the late night comedy and the Carson stuff and everything like that, and everything that's going on now with Colbert being canceled. Where do you kind of stand on that stuff? Do you think? I mean, I'm assuming, but I don't want to assume. You know what I mean?
I think that it's a pretty big overreach as far as like this. I don't know. Bush wasn't trying to cancel the Colbert Report.
Right.
That, to me, that is the difference. I don't think bringing up the example of Clinton or Obama really helps some of the people who are dyed in the wool and like are truly supportive of this administration. But Bush, for both of his terms, was never like, take it off. I'm sick of these people calling me dumb.
Yeah.
He was understanding that he was the president full of a country of people who have differing opinions. I think that not being okay with that shows a thin-skinnedness that I kind of don't love. And then, I mean, whenever people are like, oh, well, it was a waste of money and like, you know, the budget at CBS, blah, 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 that's sort of like number crunchy stuff. I go, yeah, but then that's an internal memo that we should find out later.
Right.
Because if that is the case, and that happens like at the end of the fiscal year, and they go, oh, we're looking at this. Maybe we cut one episode a week. Maybe we just go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We don't do Thursday. We don't do Friday. This felt different. So while I can't necessarily say it was a direct call out from the president to Skydance and Paramount, if they want the merger, they should cancel the show. I can't say it feels weird. It feels weird.
Sure.
Yeah.
And do you feel it like, you know, obviously I think the second time around, because for me, I don't know if you took it, first time he was elected, you know, and you go back out on the road and you do stand up, I feel like in my head, I was like, we can accept people may have made a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may have fucked up. I don't feel that differently about it. The second time around, going back out to some of these Redsies, whatever, I had this very problem early on where I was like, you know, talking to the audience or doing stand-up or whatever, and you touch on that stuff, and you're just kind of like, I'm actively scanning the audience to see how these people react because I have this tension about it. And you have it like 10 times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're hitting all the marks.
He plays a minimal role in my set. The two jokes I have about him, I think that even people who are his supporters will usually laugh because my comedy logic is sound.
Sure.
The math, the numbers on those jokes do track.
Right.
And so I think I specifically have created a little bit of a sweet spot where I'm like, if you didn't laugh at that and you like him, just know that was a great joke about him.
Yeah.
And so like that, to me, I think sometimes also because he gets discussed so much that an audience can kind of be just tired of hearing about Trump when they go into a comedy show. So unless it's like a very good one or unless you have something that can really surprise them, I don't think it always helps to like say his name and then try to tell a joke, because if 51% of the room checks out, then if we're just going off like the room is the country, then I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, it is one of those interesting things too, where like I usually just save a couple things I want to say towards the end when they already like you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, there's nothing you can do about it now. You laughed at all my family shit. You know what I mean? And my personal crap. So now we're.
And even I think that like I filmed this special and like I talked about RFK Jr. and talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't talk about Donald Trump primarily because as a comic you kind of go, well, someone else
is gonna do it.
Truly, someone will. Someone has to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not gonna be me.
No, I hear you. Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things that I'm like, I don't know. I felt weird in the very beginning. I don't know why. I was like, I don't know you people anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's because,
but they're usually pretty good.
Well, and I think it really does make some people react in ways that still surprise me. So I understand like the kind of like hesitancy to be like, well, we were all having a good time. Should I ruin it right now?
I know.
I could ruin it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In a way that like making fun of George Bush and Bill Clinton. I saw something recently that was like, but what if Bill Clinton was on the Epstein list? Would you still want to publish? I was like, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's no allegiance there.
First of all, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. I know. Exactly. Exactly.
Like, you think I'm going to defend that man because he played a saxophone twice? I don't care.
He was on Arsenio. Come on. You got to love him.
So, I don't care. Put that fat Arkansas pig.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
What's great about that and there's a lot of shitty things about social media and exposing shit or whatever. But like now that that's out there, we don't have that kind of idyllic it doesn't work that same way anymore for anybody. But it's funny because the older generation thinks they're like, oh, but when you see him on TV, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
We've seen him on TV.
I think that's the hardest part is that, and it ties back to what we were saying. Like now, because TV and social media are both super important. Any sort of like rose-tinted glasses we had about anyone, it kind of goes away when you're under the microscope that is 24/7 scrutiny. That's social media. TV was like, hey, guess what? You're gonna be on TV. You're gonna make one appearance today. You get to go away. No one's gonna know anything. Now it's kind of like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about that? What about this? What about this? So I think that the current comedy model does lend itself to having, like, you have to have more informed and more nuanced choices, and that ties to Trump. That ties to anyone. That ties to like people who are progressive being like, Democrats, just so y'all know, y'all fucking up. And y'all look like losers. You sound like losers and you look, and then some state level Democrats are doing really fun stuff, and then you have national Democrats who are like, kind of like, and then when we're sending one more strongly worded letter. And then I think we might use some exclamation points. We might even curse a little bit, gosh darn.
Yeah, exactly.
When like Chuck Schumer, say, fuck you. If Chuck Schumer, with his glasses all the way down here, went on TV and was like, Donald, sincerely, suck my dick. We would be like, okay,
finally.
Now, all right.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that.
What's weird is like, those people have seen the same movies we do at the same scenes where they cheer when somebody finally. I'm like, what are you fucking not getting from this scene, man? Like, just take, like, this is how you rise up. We all know it. We applaud it. What I don't like either is when like you get like, Blue No Matter Who Dems and all that other shit, when they post stuff like one that makes people who are unsure of who to vote for feel like fucking morons. When they're like, how could they do this? Look at the graphs, look at the numbers. Do you think the single mother who's got her fucking kid, like trying to figure out, first of all, if she has her bags, because they don't give you bags at the grocery store anymore, to get shit for her kids, gives a fuck about graphs and numbers about how the economy's doing? It still hurts. It still sucks.
And it's your job as a politician to turn those graphs and numbers into sound bites and good chunks in speeches that people then gravitate towards. That is your own. That's really your only job is to have a numbers person. That person tells you numbers. You can go, what numbers are simplest? How do I tell those numbers? When I wrote for John, when I wrote on The Problem with Jon Stewart, we had a research department, and if the research department came in with information that was so heady and kind of this labyrinth of numbers, John would be like, simplify this, simplify the argument. Please make it easier to put in joke form. And that's the same job that I think a lot of politicians need to get back to doing. And it's our job as comedians. If I know something, and I know it's complex and nuanced and layered and varied, and I have to tell the historical context, but also the current context and the socioeconomic factor of this thing. No, say it. Just say the funniest version of it, and then if someone afterwards goes, hey, about that. I go, oh, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Exactly. And also, like, that's what comedians have to do anyway. You strip away anything that doesn't add to the fucking joke, and it's weird that it doesn't translate into what these people, and sometimes I think they should take a comedy class, you know what I mean? Like, just put a bunch of politicians in there to be like, hey, whatever doesn't make sense to the masses, fucking remove it and get to the heart of what you need to say. But they don't do it.
And it would help if they also knew that being silly won Trump 2 elections. So you might need to be silly. You might need to be a little silly.
Never heard anybody put it that way before. Be a little silly is actually a great way to phrase it. Yeah, no, you're right. And I think,
and that's why I'm running for New York mayor.
There you go.
Me and my boy, I think you've heard him, Eric Adams. This is an Eric Adams fundraising podcast, correct?
Yes, that's exactly what I do.
So first of all, we love the government of Turkey. I see no wrongdoing on his part or anyone over there. I love Turkey. I love Thanksgiving. If you don't vote for Eric Adams, you're anti the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Un-American.
Yeah, no, we need more floats.
We need more floats.
Yeah,
okay?
That's what he's running on.
More floats. I'm gonna be on the float, and then we're gonna promote more floats.
Jay Jurden will ride a balloon down. What balloon? I don't know. We have to really work on the balloon, but. No, I'm going to ask you 3 more questions that we ask everybody on the show in general. One's a bit of a softball question, so I'll go. If you could talk to your younger self now, what piece of advice would you give yourself that would help you later?
Ooh.
Or today, even?
Oh, I would say don't worry so much about being perfect. Like gain as much experience as possible.
Beautiful.
So don't let your obsession with like perfection and best little gay boy syndrome stop you from like living life.
Fantastic, man. Second question is, what had to end in your life, good or bad, that led you to where you are right now?
Oh.
Not necessarily on this couch, because I know this is where you want to be.
Yeah, this is exactly.
I appreciate you being here, but
this is one of the most famous couches in TV
that's
history.
true. Yeah. What are we talking about?
Hey, they conceived that biracial baby on this couch. A white woman was having sex with a Cuban man on this couch, and America said, "You know what? It's funny, so I'm gonna let it rock."
Right.
And the beds were separated, so they had to do it on the couch.
Yeah, they did.
They couldn't do it on the bed.
No.
They had to do it on the couch. You ever had sex on a twin bed in undergrad? I have, with a Cuban. Okay, so
what was hilarious about that too is if they happened to sit on the same bed, one foot had to if it was like this, you had to keep as if nothing could happen if your leg was out.
Listen, that Latin sperm. I think what had to end. I had to get rid of my car to make it in New York, so I had to sell my car.
Yeah.
When I moved to New York, and as a Southerner, I was like, I'm always gonna have a car. Didn't, so that had to end. And then also I had to give up being a personal trainer to do comedy full time, and that was a thing that it didn't. I don't think it defined me 100%, but it was a big part. And so now I don't train people anymore, but I get to do comedy.
That's fucking awesome, man. And the last question ties into the show. The show's called Dystopia tonight. If this was...
Which, we did talk about it politically, so yeah.
We're on brand. We worked. Yeah, you're right. So if this was a genuine dystopia, more so than it is today, how would you want it to go? How do you think the world's going to end? You found out it's 24 hours left. Yeah. You woke up tomorrow, 24 hours left to live. Everybody knows it. Okay. Would you want it to be political collapse, climate change, a meteor, alien zombies, whatever you want, and then what's going to be your epic death? How are you going out swinging?
Oh, I think it's going to be climate change. Okay. I think there are going to be water wars. I want to die in a cult-like ritualistic suicide pact after the orgy. So we all know we're running out of water. Everything's low. Food's low. Water's low. Libido's still high. We've become like a kind of neo-cult dedicated to a bacchanalian lifestyle. It's like Neo-Dionysus type vibe.
Right.
We're fucking every gender, all of them. You hear that, Jamestown? All of them.
Yeah.
And so
coming for you.
We take the poison, and then everyone pops Blue Chew. They sponsoring. They are now. We pop a Blue Chew.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Go out, and we go out.
Beautiful.
That's what I would do.
Thank you so much for doing this, man. I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Thank you.
Dystopia tonight.